to Photo Finds. We've got a lot of ground to cover today. Let's go ahead and get started at SeaWorld, where we are saying goodbye to the penguin encounter. Now, SeaWorld has announced they will be doing something different in the penguin encounter in the upcoming times. They haven't said precisely where the replacement will go or exactly what the replacement will be, except that it's a ride, and it promises to be quite cold indeed, and people get to get closer up in with the penguins. That sounds intriguing, and as you can see, it's always been about an attraction where people can get close to the penguins. I thought I would take a couple moments to look through some of the decorations and the lounge area they've got set up, the sort of educational section of the penguin home. I particularly enjoyed this sort of orca designed Southwest Airlines plane. And also glance through the penguin's lower viewing, which is on a speed ramp, and you can't stop there. You can stop at the top level up here and look as long as you want. On this particular day, there was a person out front answering questions, and as you saw a moment ago, there was someone inside the enclosure with the animals. And here there's, in fact, they've built a snowman to give you some sense of size. I've always liked the split level view of the penguins. You can see them above as well as sort of flying around in the water below. It's always great fun when they pop out of the water and you can see them just land up on land like they've been there the whole time. And going out the exit here and looking at some of the decorations out here, I think I want to pause and look at the sort of larger courtyard area. The speculation is that since the ride cannot go behind this building, that's where Kraken is, they're going to have to push the ride towards the front, and in other words demolish all of this to make room, since the penguin encounter as it is probably isn't enough room for just a ride. Elsewhere in SeaWorld, in fact in a couple different places in SeaWorld, they've got these signs up at the stores so you can pick up your ornament. Now if you're a SeaWorld annual pass holder, you got a postcard in the mail saying come get your free ornament. And it's like a $10 turtle-shaped one in our case, out of blown glass. It looked very nice, and so I was impressed that they gave this away just to everybody. The Orlando Sentinel covered this somewhat recently, but the snowflake design they've been using this year for the holiday stuff at SeaWorld, which is always very impressive and more so than ever before. If you look closely enough at it, this design is a bunch of whales. We're switching parks now to Universal Studios Florida, where they've been building next to the speed ramp. This is the ramp on the way in from the parking garage, a miniature golf course. And so that's obviously the Psycho House now. And as you can see on that same side of the speed ramp, they've got some other smaller structures going up, as well as some smaller, and indeed these are quite small, areas where the greens will go. So that looks, in terms of miniature golfing, to be not all that challenging when it comes to the golfing itself. It's going to be more about the theming and the design. Stepping into Islands of Adventure, this is in the ports of entry, the front sort of main street kind of area. I don't recall seeing this cart out in the middle, although maybe they only do it in the morning. I'm not usually there in the morning like this. And while I was there, I saw some energy drinks with the Simpsons label on it. This sign was also somewhat new over in, again, at the end of Ports of Entry. You can see the Hulk in the background. This is a digital sign, and it changes and tries to call attention to itself by virtue of changing. In Seuss Landing, the Grinchmas sign is up, and as you can see here, it's looking quite festive, as most of the land is. Again, we're not normally there in the morning, so maybe this is just our unusual timing to finally see Green Eggs and Ham open. It's not usually open in the afternoons, so I thought I would poke my head over here and see what the Green Eggs and Ham actually looks like, and it appears to be a sandwich platter that looks like that. It costs $8. And I poked my head through the window and snapped a picture, since I've never really seen what's behind the counter here before. A reverse shot of what's in Seuss Landing during the Christmas time. Now, inching towards the Lost Continent, we have this Oasis coolers, which promises 100 drink choices. This is the freestyle machines, and as you see, what you do is you purchase your cup, basically, and there are the prices, $3, and then you come to one of the advanced machines and choose what you would like in it. This is at the Mythos restaurant, and I thought I would just kind of stop here and take a picture to see if I'm imagining things. Do you also see two dragons facing each other here and kind of roaring at each other? That was what they had for Dueling Dragons. Now the imagery is not there anymore, these stone dragons at the front of what is now Dragon Challenge, but this has been here since the park opened, so I wondered if perhaps this was kind of a hint of the dragon stuff up ahead. Hard Rock Cafe, between the Universal hotels, used to have a little car here, a bit of a pink Cadillac at the end of this landslide, and now it's just gone completely. In Universal, Despicable Me, no visible progress really in Stage 42, which used to be the Jimmy Neutron attraction. They've started to rip out some of the signage, though, as you can see from the top here. Another view of that same building. holiday decorations where they usually do the Mardi Gras stuff. And around the corner from there, one of the Macy's Day balloons. This I found interesting. Has this netting always been here at Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket? It seemed to be new to me anyway. A very large tree set up in the mummy area. And then over on the lagoon itself, they've long ago removed the anchors that they were using for the horrible Universal 360 show. This is a bad lagoon show. They've got some white and red buoys out there now, and there's no real sense, no real indication of what these stages are. They're sort of floating stages, but they kind of look like they're for piping, as though they're going to have gas or perhaps or water or something blown up in there. But then again, some of these things look like electrical, and if you look closely at them, it's hard to see in the picture, those look like those are all electrical switches, as though this might be for holding movie screens or simply for holding track lighting. Over to Amity Village, where they will soon be closing the Jaws attraction. I thought I would come and document the area as best I could with photographs. And it was at this moment that I was told that the vehicles, the boats themselves, were once used at the Las Vegas MGM Grand Adventures Park, where they had kind of a Jungle Cruise-like boat ride there as well. Now, Jaws will be closing in early 2012, and I do thank Universal for letting everyone know about it. They tweeted, they told their fans, even sent a postcard to their fans, which has caused the time to go up. It's now 55 minutes waiting through first one and then the second boathouse in the back before you get up to Amity and your chance to board the boat. So once you're on the boat, you will, of course, remember these sequences where first a boat gets sunk, another one of the tours like we're on here, and then our skipper takes a couple of pot shots at the shark, and then we make our way into the boathouse where things rattle around and the shark attacks the right side of the boat. Then outside the boathouse, the shark attacks the left side of the boat, setting things on fire. I guess that's when the skipper shoots the shotgun and blows things up over on the side dock there, until finally the shark tries to attack us again, gets caught by this electrical wire, and is kind of fried to a crisp, although that doesn't stop our skipper from shooting at it one last time. Then we're back safely at Amity, and that's it for the ride. So it's kind of been there from the beginning. I thought I would throw in a little retrospective of it. This is at the nearby Disaster, where, as you can see, they've got it walled off for the extended queue. I'm not sure if that's because they use this area perhaps for Halloween, or if they just don't use it at all anymore, but these queue poles and these set designs, these decorations, were part of the extended Disaster queue. I'm assured he's been around a lot, but the Doc Emmett Brown walk-around character near the props for Back to the Future, not something I've usually seen at Universal. Here's another walk-around character, SpongeBob. This is over in near the kids section. E.T.'s around the corner from there, and we'll see another one a bit later. Speaking of E.T., they've upgraded the cards. Instead of the flimsy cards, now these are firm plastic cards. They feel much, actually thicker even than a credit card. And the E.T. ride itself looks great. The lighting has been redone somewhat recently. You can tell things are brightly lit, and I'm very pleased to see that they take this old attraction seriously. Here's yet one more of these walk-arounds. That's the Lorax. We'll see him again in a second. And Horton, another one of the blow-ups. There's the Lorax, since there'll be a movie coming out soon on the Lorax. Back over to Islands of Adventure real quick for this image at nighttime of Grinchmas, where the carousel, this has possibly been there for a long time. I just never noticed that the sign has all these varied colors, and they kind of dance a little bit in the daytime. In real life, and you don't see it in the image. And there's a lot of Christmas lights and Christmas decorations set up in Grinchmas. They do a good job at this park of really making it feel like the season. And then over to Spider-Man, where you can't see them on the ground, but there's a couple of spider heads for you to stand against this green screen while the professional photographer will take your picture. This has only been there for about perhaps 4 months. It's my first time seeing it. It's the first foray for Universal into something like Disney's Fast Pass service, where they're trying to upsell you, in this case, a green screen picture of you with Spider-Man. This is my book for the 2011 season, the yearbook covering all of the changes at Disney World in 2011. That's it for the commercial, though. We'll thank you guys for your attention, and we'll catch you next time.